Once again, the 2024 Millrose Games delivered several thrilling performances in New York City. In its 116th year, the indoor track competition featured 2 world records and 3 American records on Sunday, February 11th. Plus, many elites made stellar season debuts to kick off the Olympic year at the Armory. Here are all the highlights from the 2024 Millrose Games. Almost a year after having her son, El St. Pierre, crushed her own American record in a blazing women's Wanamaker mile, the world indoor silver medalist threw down a dominant kick to win in 4:16.41. The time improves on the previous 4:16.85 record she set in 2020. I'm just happy to be here. It's been 4 years since I broke that record, and I was thinking about that coming into the race, St. Pierre said. I feel different and getting into good training and racing. It feels good to get back out there and see that I can still do things that I was doing before having a baby. The victory is also redemption for St. Pierre, who was out-sprinted by Jessica Hull 1 week earlier in Boston. On Sunday in the Big Apple, St. Pierre wouldn't be denied by her rival, who finished second in 4:19.03, a new Australian national record. In addition to St. Pierre and Hull, Susan Ayor of Kenya for 20:61, Yolanda Ngarambe of Sweden for 32:68, and Marti Perez of Portugal for 23.88 also set national records for their respective countries. The 1500-meter world champion lived up to his word on Sunday. Months after stating his goal of breaking the world record in the men's 2-mile, Josh Kerr shattered the time by winning in 8:67, 3 seconds faster than the previous record set by Mo Farah in 2015. Behind him, Grant Fisher and Cole Hawker also notched historic times. Fisher finished second in 8:03.62, and Hawker placed third in 8:05.59. Both dipped under the previous American record, 8:07.41, set by Galen Rupp in 2014. And Fisher, 3 more national records were set in the race. George Beamish broke the New Zealand national record by finishing 4th in 8:05.73. Morgan McDonald placed 5th, 8:12.01, and improved on the Australian record. And Kaita Sato finished 7th, 8:14.71, and broke the Japanese record. Thanks to expert pace setting from Hazem Miyawad and AJ Ernst, who led the field through 800 meters in 2:02.37 and the mile in 4:03.27, the runners were within striking distance of the world record early on. By the team, Ernst stepped it off around 2,000 meters. Fisher and Kerr were in a league of their own up front. With Fisher setting the pace for much of the second half, Kerr ran patiently behind him, waiting for the right time to utilize his middle distance speed. That move came with 400 meters to go when Kerr broke away from the 2021 Olympian for good. With a 56.97 last quarter, the Olympic bronze medalist in the 1500 meters flew into the home stretch 3 seconds ahead of Fisher. Running 2 full-out miles back-to-back is harder than people think, or I thought anyway, and I'm so glad that I was able to come off with not only the win, but also getting that record, Kerr told reporters in the mixed zone. Fisher's time adds to a growing collection of American records. Last year, the World Championship finalists set the 3,000-meter American record in Eugene, Oregon. In 2022, he broke the 5,000 and 10,000-meter American records. Sunday's race is Fisher's first competition since leaving his former training group, the Bowerman Track Club. Now he's training with his high school coach, Mike Scannell, and living in Park City, Utah. When you've made a massive change, it's nice to have that validation that things are working, Fisher said. In a solid attempt to break the world record in the mile, Yared Nukus came up short but added more hardware to his trophy collection. For the second year in a row, the On Athletics Club standout won the men's Wanamaker mile in 3:47.83. Reigning world road mile champion Hobbs Kessler finished second in 3:48.66, and George Mills placed third in 3:48.93. The race went out hot from the beginning with an initial 800-meter split of 1:52.28, about 2 seconds faster than the world record pace. The tempo ended up being too quick for Nugus to maintain. The leader slowed down over the next 2 laps, looking labored but still in control. Despite a quick early pace, Nugus pulled it together for a kick at the end, closing in 55.96 over the last 400 meters to claim the title with room to spare. Above all, I wanted to win this race. It would have been great to get the world record and win, but I think I wanted to focus on that more than anything. Nuguse said, I knew it was going to be hard because it'd be me hammering the whole way, and that's what it was. But I'm still really happy with how I ran that race. The women's 2-mile featured several historic times and drama up front. The official winner, Laura Muir, broke the British national record by running 9:04.84. Melknat Udu of Ethiopia placed second in 9:07.12, and Alicia Monson finished third in 9:09.70, improving on the previous 9 to 10.28 American record set by St. Pierre in 2021. Medina Isa of Ethiopia crossed the line first in 9:04.39, which would have broken the facility record at the Armory, but she was disqualified after cutting in too early at the start. After stellar pacing efforts early on, the race ultimately came down to a kick between the pre-race favorites. After hitting the first 1,200 meters in 3:25, pace setter Lori Barton stepped off the track and let Monson take over up front. The 5,000-meter American record holder strung out the field with a 4:35-mile split and a steady increase over the next few laps. Though a metronome when it comes to pacing, Monson couldn't match the surge laid down by Muir, the reigning Olympic silver medalist in the 1,500 meters, Isa and Wudu, with 2 laps remaining. She still held on for a new US record, closing in 1:07 for the last 400 meters. Honestly, I wasn't quite sure where I was at 3K2 mile-wise going into this, just because I've been in a long strength block since the fall, so it was a good shock to the system, and I'm happy with it, Monson said. The 2019 world champion in the 100 meters looked in control in his first race of the season. With a solid start, Christian Coleman won the men's 60 meters in 6:51, 0.03 seconds ahead of Hakim Sani Brown of Japan. The victory builds momentum for a highly anticipated showdown next weekend when Coleman faces off against 200-meter world champion Noah Lyles at the USA Track and Field Indoor Track and Field Championships. In just our second season as a professional, Julian Alfred stunned the field with a world lead in the women's 60 meters. A 7-time NCAA champion while racing for the University of Texas, Alfred won the heat in 6:99 and a meet record at the Millrose Games. The performance shows great promise for the sprinter from St. Lucia, who aims to improve on her 4th place finish in the 200 meters at the 2023 World Athletics Championships in Budapest. Devane Charlton broke the world record in the women's 60-meter hurdles. The Bahamian athlete blazed to victory in 7:9.67, 0.01 seconds faster than the previous world record of 7.68 set by Susanna Kaller in 2008. It takes so much to make a world record, to run the fastest ever, Charlton said. I knew as long as I did what I was doing in training, I'd be okay. Behind Charlton, Danielle Williams of Jamaica finished second in 7:79, and American Tia Jones placed third in 7:79. This was our list of top races at the Millrose Games. Seeing all of these records being broken has me excited to see what is in store for the outdoor season and the Olympics. Like and comment below if you like event recap videos like this.